Hello, Nomad Sculpt, and this is a just for fun video. It's about scales along a curve, so something like this. So you see here a curve and a lot of scales. So, and here, and the curve is at the moment adjustable, so it's not validated. So you can change here the curve and the scales follow the curve. Yeah. So how to do this? Let's create a new scene, and I delete the sphere, but I add a sphere. So, but I don't need such a high topology. So I think this is okay. And I use here the right view, and in the hierarchy here I add a curve repeater node. So let's create a curve. So I need more adjustments here. I add here the radii, so I can taper the end, and I increase the count value. So this is the body of your dragon or your worm. Okay, so we can use this, and I think it's okay. So here, when you select your sphere and you use here the gizmo, this is important here, this gizmo position, and here in the hierarchy you can add now a group node, and this group node is very important. So if you don't have a group node, it doesn't work correct. So okay, so now we need scales, and for the scales we can use here the insert tool, and we can insert a cylinder here, and so I go here in the top view and I insert here a cylinder. And now I change the topology. We don't need much, so 12 here is okay. And with a gizmo we can rotate this. The cylinder becomes a scale. So here we can change the radii, so something like this. And with a gizmo we can squeeze this whole thing a little bit, like something like this. So now we have a nice start for a scale. And here we can validate this object. And now let's use the move tool. And on the left side here, the symmetry, activate the symmetry. And here you can change now a little bit the shape of your scale, so it looks like this. And maybe here a little bit more like this. You can use more topology here with multi-resolution and subdivide this object one time, so you get it a little bit smoother, and you can adjust it a little bit like you want. So the more topology, the more you can sculpt on the scales. So okay, a nice scale. The next thing is here we need this center point or this gizmo position for a radial repeater. So here in the hierarchy, select the sphere and press add. And here's a checkbox on gizmo, so that the repeater is created on the gizmo position. So we need now the radial repeater. And so at the moment, the sphere is inside the radial repeater. We can put it outside the radial. And here select the scale and put it inside the radial repeater like this. So you see now here 4 scales are created, but we need more, so we can increase the count value. So something like this. It's okay. And we need more scales. So here in this view it's nice to see. So we can select this scale and create here in the hierarchy an instance and move it in this direction and a little bit like this. So we have to use the gizmo and bring it in position, and maybe a little bit like this and so. So this is your work. You can move it around and play with it. So, and we need again an instance of this scale and bring it here in position. A lot of scales. So I turn the wireframe off and so I give the scales a color. So let's see what happens here. Okay. Yeah, the whole body. It seems to work. So, and now you can select the scales you don't want. If you want a naked body here on the bottom, or so you can validate this curve in a radial repeater and keep the instances. And here you can use on the in the tools menu the select option. And now here the lasso tool is active, and here you can select now the objects you don't want. And here in the hierarchy, deselect the objects you don't want to be deleted. Sorry. Let's select the thing here again. I don't want the group nodes, so let's do it in another way. So we don't want this. So the sphere, the group, and this not. So I think it's okay. So this is what you get when you delete the correct scales. So now you can play with your curve if you want. And have fun. So, oh, not deleting. Okay, this is a way you can create such scales along a curve. Have fun with sculpting. Ciao.